Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Out of the Park Baseball 22 with the Colorado Rockies here on GM Games. This is our Sunday video in place of the live stream. Again, I am out doing a baseball game today, so I am not available to stream live, so you get recorded me instead. And this is going to be the off-season episode. We are coming off of our second straight World Series championship. We've made the playoffs the last 6 years. We've won 3 of the last 5 World Championships. I would say this has been a successful Let's Play, but we're going to keep going. Like I said, I'm probably just going to stick with the Rockies until baseball season is over at this point. So let's dive right in, shall we? Let's get to the postseason. So I haven't done anything yet. I've looked at a lot of the notes, but I haven't actually done anything yet. So new budget. We still have a team payroll of about $190 million. So right this second, we have about $23 million to spend. Good loyalty. Fan interest is at 100. Review of season goals. He's still mad at us. He's mad with our performance. But when he considers the on and off field success, his performance is good. So he wants us to sign Drew Romo. Boy, is he going to be disappointed. But he's unhappy with everything else. So very quickly and very easily, the first thing we are going to do is void the last contract year of Lucas Giolito. And that all of a sudden gives us $50 million to spend. So let's look at arbitration and let's go through some of the ARB numbers. So first of all, let's look at... So Brubaker's 33 years old. It's very, very iffy. I think if we offer him the qualifying offer, he'll probably take it. So I think we'll probably hold off and we'll just go without a comp pick. And same for Romo. Yeah, he wants $13 million. I'm not paying him that. So we're gonna say goodbye to Tanner Brubaker, who was very, very good for us in 5 seasons. Those are his playoff stats. Actually, very good in the postseason too. 6-3 with a 3.87 ERA. For us in the regular season, 64-29 with a 3.85 ERA. Put up 20 WAR in basically 4.5 years because we picked him up midway through 2027. So solid acquisition there, and we say goodbye to an OG, Drew Romo. The bat is just inexcusable at this point. It's gone from a 97 OPS plus back in 2027 down to a 49 in 2031. Just not good enough. Even with his glove as good as it is, that bat's just not good enough. So maybe if his demand comes down in the offseason, we can talk about it, but more than likely he's caught his last game for the Colorado Rockies. Non-compensation, what does Giolito want? He wants $26 million to come back. That's not going to happen. Tyler Glasnow, what does he want to come back? Yeah, we'll let Tyler walk and see if maybe we can bring him back during the offseason. But he was quite good for us as well this year. In 40 games as a reliever, put up .9 WAR, so he was pretty solid as a bullpen arm. Giolito was just okay. I mean, in his 2 years with us, 26-21. With an ERA of about 4.4, give or take. Put up about 3 wins a season. So, I mean, he wasn't terrible. 3.5 wins a season. Put up about 7 WAR in 2 years. So, I mean, he was worth the money, I guess. But, no further. Are there any minor league players we want to bring back? Yeah, I mean, I think we should probably just do this. Let's just offer them all contracts. Let's bring all 32 of them back. See if they're interested. Now we have to get to arbitration. So, let's start with the cheap ones. Grant Newton, absolutely. Absolutely. He was fantastic. Cole Winn. No, we offered him a minor league deal, so he'll probably turn that down. We can probably... I don't even know if we need to bring him back. I think we're going to offer him a contract. So let's go here. Pending pending. Let's find Cole Winn. Let's withdraw that offer. Let's come back here. Let's offer him 135. It's fine. Sam Bello wants $2 million. I'm okay with that, so it'll be a little bit less than that. It'll be 1.9 probably. Oh, 1.925. Oh, okay. Really? 1.975. Okay. Let's offer him 2. Wow. Okay, well, we're going to stick with $2 million. I'm not giving you more than that. Corto Real has been bad, so we will probably see if anybody has any interest in him. Well, there are some offers. There are some offers. I'd like to find if we can find a ground ball pitcher who's, 80% of what he is, I'll probably jump on it. Chase Petty, maybe? Maybe. Cole Stupp. Zach Jacobs. No, those guys are under long-term deals. Ashton Smith, he's 28. Ground ball pitcher. I might do that. Daniel Torres, no. Hansel Cuevas, ground ball pitcher, good stuff. Yeah, that probably works. Just make sure I'm not missing anything. So that was Minnesota. Caswell Smith, no. Caden Grice. Take him. He's a two-way player. Can provide some pop. Jose Velasquez. He's a good defensive, but I don't really need another infielder, though. Don't really need another infielder. I think we might take the guy from San Francisco, get that two-way player. Yeah, I'm going to make a trade with the Giants. Caden Grice. We will complete that deal, and we pick up a two-way player in Caden Grice. All right. Chris Hawes, we will bring him back. Like I said, I'm just trying to go through all the cheap ones here first. Carter Smith, yep, we'll bring him back because he doesn't want much. He only wants 1.4, so that's 1.35. Anthony Siegler. I think we're going to offer him arbitration, and then we'll let the three catchers battle it out in spring training. Him, Briones, and where is he? Jamie Callahan. Even if we end up cutting him, it's only $2 million. So, or it'll be a little bit less than that, actually. It'll be 1.9, like that. That's $19 million. That's what we want to do right there. All right, so now we get into some of the more expensive ones. Ben Guess is not, based on what he did last year, is not worth almost $10 million. Victor Acosta at $5 million, that's not a bad deal. Chris B at $5 million is a very good deal, but I feel like we have his replacement in Andy Powers. Powers is ready, and he's basically the same bat as B. Let's compare. So right now, B is better contact, better gap power, better avoid K. Long term, better home run power, better iron potential. He's better against righties. He's better against lefties. B is a better base runner. And fielding wise, I think they're pretty much the same. Yeah, they're basically the same. B has got a bit better error. Range is the same. Arm is a little better on power. So I think Let's see what happens if we do this. And then we will add guess in there and see if maybe we can, I don't know, come up with something big. So what do we even need? I mean, I guess that's the question. What do we even need? I think we're going to need a starter because Giolito's going to be gone. So we're going to have Denny, Norman, Grant Newton, and Gabe Satterfield are our starters as of right now. So if we move guess, we are going to need a starting pitcher. Because we're going to lose Giolito, we're going to lose Brubaker. Who's coming up in free agency? We could pick up a Kumar Rocker if he's available. Yeah, it doesn't look like there are any studs. Couple of good ones, but no real studs out there. All right, well, that's good to know. It's not going to change what I'm going to do. I'm not re-signing either of those pitchers, but it means maybe we look for a starting pitcher via trade, especially if we don't bring Guess back. So let's go back to this and see if there's anybody here that interests us. That's a starting pitcher. Not so far. So far, these are underwhelming offers at best. Ground ball pitcher, meh. Meh. Trade Duffield. I mean, he was worse than Guess, but much cheaper. He's a pretty good bullpen arm. So far, I'm not impressed. So far, I am not impressed. Victor Munoz. He's pretty good, too. I mean, he's expensive. I don't want to pay $8 million for a closer. Josh Craddock. And it looks like he's developing kind of later in life. Let's try it this way. Actually, let's try it this way. Because we can take on some money if that means we can get a good starter. John Madugno. He was taken right ahead of Denny. He was taken right ahead of Denny, or right after Denny. I think it was right after Denny. He's making $7 million in arbitration. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't particularly good in San Francisco, which leads me to believe he'll be even worse in Colorado. Will Sanders, no. Man, there's just nothing here. This is disappointing. I came back to Dario Montano, Luigi Hernandez. He wasn't terrible last year. Back end of the rotation. Francisco Morales, he's fragile. If he wasn't fragile, I'd take this deal. Not either of these other guys. Are they any good? Cecil Ledlow's not, well, he's an extreme fly ball pitcher. Yes, there's not much there. So now let's come in here and let's add Ben Gass and see what that does. Does that change things at all? Mike Tate. A 2-pitch fragile starter. No thank you. Nope. I mean, if I end up just having to re-sign Ben Guest because I can't find a better deal for him, then I'll just do that. And usually these deals are pretty crummy, so I might have to kind of go offline and screw around with it for a bit. Yeah, these deals are all garbage, man. Like, none of these players are... Jagger Haynes isn't bad, but I don't want to pay... And he's wrecked. I don't want to pay that contract for a wrecked pitcher. All right. Yeah, there's just nothing here. Okay. So I think I'm going to spend some time offline. You know what? Let's... Any other arbitration? Acosta and Denny. Let's get Denny signed. His ARB number is what? 14375. So maybe like 138. Will that do it? Yeah. All right. So 138 for Denny. That means we have him for this year and I think next year as well. Acosta. What can we get for Victor Acosta? I may just sign him to a 1-year deal for, $5.5 million. And, maybe we talk about re-signing him if Willie Castro. If his contract expires. But yeah, there's value. Drew Bowser's good. I don't know he's that good. He's put up 3 solid years in a row. I'd rather not pay that contract, but... Second baseman. We don't need a second baseman. A lot of 2.5-star players. I'm not trading Victor Acosta for a 2.5-star player. At least none of these 2.5-star players. Leewood Gallagher, he's not bad, but Acosta's better. Already looked at Marin. Meh. Elijah Green. Not the same Elijah Green as our Tigers playthrough, but defensively he's still the Elijah Green. Just can't hit quite as well. Again, a $8 million closer. Let's try this. And if there's nothing here, then I'm going to go offline and see what I can do offline. And it doesn't look like there's anything here. It's disappointing. I thought those guys would have some value. But turns out they don't. At least not with how I have the settings set. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna come back at I think either way I'm going to offer. I didn't want to go there. I wanted to go here. I'm gonna end up offering them all arbitration. I think 5-5. Let's offer them 5-5, and at least that way we get them for the next season. I think I'll end up offering Guess and B arbitration as well, just so that I don't lose. It's just because I can pay them less than this and they'll accept, but I don't want to get stuck with those ARB numbers if we win, or even higher numbers if we lose. So I'm gonna come back at free agency. By that point, I will have either traded Guess and B or not. So I'll be back in just a second, guys. All right, we're back. It is free agency, and we made a deal. And it's a deal that I know that at least one person who watches this is probably not going to be thrilled with. But we have made a move for what I think is a pretty damn good starting pitcher. So let's just go and take a look. So we have sent Jaheim Richardson, who has been pretty bad since we traded for him, Chris B, and Bobby Newman to the Oakland Athletics, getting 27-year-old Danny Gonzalez in return. Now, Gonzalez's numbers certainly don't scream successful pitcher, 30 and 58, but he's put up a pretty good WAR, and his ratings, frankly, are really, really good. Good stamina. He's got 5+ pitches. Great stuff, great control, above average movement. I think he's going to be really good for us. Giving up B is not it was difficult, obviously. He was the National League's leading hitter a year ago. 56 doubles, 220 hits. But again, I feel like we are going to be able to replace that with, where is he? With Andy Powers. We'll get Powers time in left field during spring training this year, and I just feel like long term, Powers is only 21 years old, so he'll give us, hopefully, again, I said the same thing with Wesniak last year. He'll give us 80% of B for 5% of the cost. I'm not really fussed about giving up Richardson. And then I had mentioned that Newman just didn't have a home. He was playing first base, but we have a first baseman. He's 26, so this is an opportunity for him to get some time elsewhere. And that's a weird line. Double-A, 91 games. He had 6 doubles, 7 triples, and 4 home runs. He was pretty good. Low slugging percentage, all things considered. So we gave up a lot, but I think we made the right move. OSA likes him even more than we do. So that's the deal we made. And we re-signed Ben Guest. So right now our pitching staff kind of looks like this. We've got 6 potential starters in Satterfield, Denny, Norman, Newton, Gonzalez, and Guest. It's not going to preclude me from going out and getting another one. Satterfield, though, looks like he's ready. He's going to be one of our starters this year, hands down. Denny, obviously, will probably be our opening day starter. Gonzalez, obviously, will be in the rotation. So these 3 guys for sure. Norman is probably going to be in there. And then the 5th starter, or I shouldn't say the 5th starter, but our 5th starter, our 5th starting pitcher can be Newton, Guess, or if we choose to go after somebody in free agency. We need to do something with our bullpen. Peoples is back, and he was pretty good last year. Hawes was pretty good last year. Bello was okay last year. But we need that kind of that stud in our bullpen. So we have a lot of two-way players. Powers, Fisher, and Lito are all two-way pitchers. We do get Carter Smith back next year. Again, he hasn't been great, but getting him back, he was pretty good last year, or in 2030 rather. Before going down for the year, we get him back shortly. So we're at free agency, but before we do that, let's look at the international market, see if there's anything there that we can snag onto. A couple of decent pitchers. I wouldn't mind throwing big money at an international guy if there was one. But there doesn't appear to be one. I mean, most of these guys are okay. But, I don't want to give him $18 million. So, all right. Now, what do we have for free agents? Tanner Brubaker's on the list. Luke Giolito's on the list. And a lot of bats. And I don't think we really need anything offensively, do we? Because we're going to put Powers in center, or Powers in left, rather. And then Briones, Siegler, and Callahan will battle it out for the catcher's position. So I don't think we need to make a move offensively. We're still gonna have Lynn and Ike Acker and Ferguson and Acosta to go along with Willie. Ooh, Willie's numbers have dropped even further. So maybe Victor Acosta becomes our starting shortstop this upcoming year. Maybe we do something like that. And let's just say, for the sake of argument, that Callahan wins the job. So, yeah, I don't think... we'll see what's available offensively, but, we have a ton of really solid offensive depth here. It's going to be pitching this year. It's going to be pitching. So let's take a look at the offseason center and see what's available to us. And we've got the money, so we've got some money to spend. We have $58 million to spend this year, $58 million to spend next year, and immediately I go to Kumar Rocker. Immediately. He wants $19 million. He's coming off of a 3-win season. Gave up 200 hits, but he's not that far removed from 4 wins, 253 strikeouts. Yeah, I think we're immediately just going to make a run for Kumar Rocker. So it's 6 years. I don't want to give him 6 years. I'll give him 4 at... Will he take 4 at 17? It's 170. Will he take that? No, he won't. All right, so let's go 4 at 18. So I think he wants that 5th year, but maybe... I would just do that. Would you take 4 at 20? He would. Okay. So 4 years, $20 million for Kumar Rocker right off the bat. Ben Young, he's really good, but everybody hates him. So he's selfish. He's not The fly ball, yeah, fly ball pitcher in cores. I don't know about that. We've had so many relievers kind of go through the system here that, like, I look at this and I'm like, Joey Camarado looks pretty good. Then I remember he was really bad when he pitched for us. Crochet, fly ball pitcher. Winder. I mean, he's not bad. I like the control. He's got a good fastball, a good slider. He's cheap. Sure, for $1.5 million, I'll throw some money at you. Anybody else here that piques my interest a little bit? I don't think so. Doesn't look to be a very good... we can bring back Pete Fairbanks for a third time. I don't think we're going to do that. Tyler wants 11. If that number comes down, I'll make him an offer, but I'm not giving him $11 million. If he comes down to about half that, I might make him that offer, but I'm not offering him $11 million. Now let's look at batters real quick, just to see if there's anything there. Carlos Pena. Are you kidding? Yeah. $1.2 million for him? Sure. I'll even give you 1.5. And I don't know where I'm going to play him, but I don't care. I mean, look at that home run power in that eye. He's 2 years removed from a 34 home run season and 853 OPS. He had 41 home runs a couple years ago. Yeah, Carlos Pena, come on down. We'll find a home for him. And then I think that's it. Whoa, where did this guy come from? Yeah. Again, we'll find homes for these guys. Even if it's not with us. I got no problem signing these guys and then turning around and trading them. But, I mean, immediately, Pena and Rule are better hitters than what we currently have in the outfield. Eichacker's not bad, and Lynn had a really good season, but both of those guys are already better than what we have. All right. Well, I mean, if we end up with both of those guys and then we also have Mathis, Rodriguez, Ferguson, Eichacker, and Lynn, we're going to have to trade somebody, but, I mean, that's fine. All right. Let's get up to the Hall of Fame voting. We'll do the Hall of Fame voting, and then I'll step away until we sign some people. All right. Hall of Fame voting to commence. All right. So who's on here for the first time? Bumgardner. No, you would have thought with the way his career started that he would be on that list, but not so much. Robinson Cano will vote for him. Bartolo Colon, just because of the counting stats. Nelson Cruz, 500 home runs. Goldschmidt, 3 Gold Gloves, 7-time All-Star. Yeah, I'll vote for him, but I'll probably take him off if I need a spot. 1 Cy Young. Kimbrel was a very, very good closer. Mauer's running out of time here. Molina. Chris Sale. Ichiro. Votto. And that's good. All right. All right. So I'm going to go ahead to the Rule 5. We'll come back at that point. And I may have made some deals at that point as well. You know, it all depends on whether or not those two guys sign with us. I'm shocked that they're only asking for, $1 million or whatever. But the difference is that their contracts are going to be up after this year, whereas Lynn and Eichacker we still have as, still under team control. So we'll figure it out. But I will be back at the Rule 5. All right, we are back at the Rule 5, and we have signed everybody that we wanted to sign. So we have picked up Kumar Rocker. We signed him to a 4-year, $80 million contract. I don't think that's a terrible deal. The last year's a team option. If he pitches well, he'll opt out of it. If he doesn't pitch well, it's not a super sink there. But, I mean, ultimately, great stuff, good movement, good control, wipeout fastball and slider, good changeup. 101 miles an hour. I think that's going to be a good pickup for us. We also picked up, where is he? Josh Winder. Add him to the bullpen as well. Let's get a scouting report on him. And then offensively, we picked up both Carlos Pena and Mike Rules. So I don't know what we're going to do with our offense. We are absolutely loaded offensively now with a ton of talent. Now, both of these guys want $5 million to come back next year. And that's, I don't know. I mean, that seems reasonable to me. I don't know what happened with these ratings. Like, I mean, his potential got better over the last year. I mean, he just got better. I mean, he spiked about 2 years ago. And Carlos Pena, same deal, just spiked. Okay. Well, now we have a ton of talent. So, and it's time for the Rule 5. So let's get into the Rule 5. Actually, first, let's make sure that we have everybody on our 40-man that we want on our 40-man. We only have a couple of spots, so we got to be careful here. Does anybody want Quintanilla before we lose him? Who could I pick? Who should I package him with? Ike Acker, I think. I don't know. Lynn had a better year than Ike Acker did, but Ike Acker's got the better stats. I think Ike Acker probably has more value than Lynn does, although I don't think it matters. I don't think either of them are going to a ton of value on the trade block. Rodriguez will start in AAA, so we don't need to move him. I don't need to take him off the 40-man. Let's just try it with both. Let's see if there are any. And I would like someone who, I should probably have just put prospects. I don't want someone who has to be on the 40-man roster. That's step number one. So let's do this. Rogelio Abreu is garbage. Manny Ibarra is meh. He's fragile. Ion Rambelski. Ion. His name is Ion. And he's not bad, but he's not good enough to trade those two guys for. Kevin Tobin, Harlow. Those guys are all poop. Jose Serna. Good bat. Or an okay bat, I guess. Steve Lopez, no. Well, this is disappointing. Eric Shields, do we just keep loading up on... I mean, he's not even that young, though. I mean, he's 24. All right, well, we're just going to run with it. And if somebody takes him, somebody takes him. But I do want to put Bano on the 40-man. I think that's it. Yeah. And I got the spot. I got the spot. I may as well put him on the 40-man. There's not even a need. Not even a point. Not even a point. He's never going to play for us. Mike Lemon. Meh. No, we're not even going to bother. We got one spot left on the 40-man, and that's fine. So let's go until our pick. Oh, come on, guys. Really? You're making this really, really hard on me. Yeah. He's from Schaumburg. It's just right near where I'm from. Or where I live, not where I'm from. Oh, you guys are making this super duper tough on me. I'm just gonna load up on talent here. I don't care, and we'll make it work. We will figure it out. But I don't know how you can pass up on some of these guys. I mean, we get 2 top 100 prospects out of the deal. I gotta get somebody off the 40-man. I got too much talent. Okay, these guys can all can all go away. Designate. Goodbye. All right, let's get back into the draft and let's keep hoarding other teams' players. We'll take him. And I mean, I know this is not the most realistic thing in the world. I get that, but by the same token, I'm not going to sit here and just give up talent if it's being left out there for me. Rick Padilla. I don't need another outfielder. This is crazy how much talent there is here. Absolutely crazy how much talent there is in the Rule 5, and nobody is taking anyone. Brandon Ankenbauer? Yeah, sure. He's 26, though. Can we trade for him? You want Norman or Ramirez for him? I don't want to give you Norman or Ramirez. I will give you some other players, though. Let's see if we can just trade for him. And maybe we can just stick him in our minor leagues. I don't need him. And I think I'm going to take this other guy. Where is he? The 22-year-old. Padilla. Or do we... So much talent in the Rule 5. That guy's fragile, but he's a beast. Okay, am I missing anything? I mean, I'll just scroll through this a little bit and make sure there's nobody better. John Coles, no. 25-year-old first baseman, I don't need him. Steve Ford, no. All right, we're just going to go back up here and we're going to take him. And again, I know this isn't the most realistic thing in the world, but the way I look at it is if the teams are leaving talent out there, I'm going to take them. And that's going to be that. Let's complete the draft. All right, let's sim ahead a day and see if we can get that shortstop as well. Okay, so no way. I want Fisher, Ramirez, Acosta, or Norman for him. I mean, he might not be a bad replacement for Acosta in a year. I mean, he only hit 159 in AAA. What if we threw in... Quintanilla? Does that change it at all? No. Cole Winn, because we're not going to bring him back. That's okay. All right, that's fine. So we have just an absolute metric ton of talent on our roster now. So I'm going to have to spend some time offline figuring out what the best way is to do this, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 legit big league outfielders on my roster. I've got 3 legit third basemen on the roster. Rodriguez can just start in AAA. And Mathis can go to AAA. I'm just trying to figure out. We need to keep Cabrera up. We need to keep Aguilar up. Ferguson may have to go. He may have to go down anyway. Can Cabrera... He can't really play defense. Well, I guess we don't really need, because we got Willie Castro to back up. Ferguson would be nice, but... Yeah, we're going to have some decisions to make. And I think most of them are going to come from the defensive side. Because, I mean, you know, coming in with Jones, Power, Lido, Padilla, Pena, and Rule, I mean, that's 6 outfielders. But I'm okay with that. I guess I'm okay with it. I guess I would have to be okay with it. All right, so I'm going to pause, and I'm going to see what I can do about, you know, maybe making the team better here through, you know, trying to patch some holes through some of these players, because I'd like to leave Ferguson up. I feel like defensively he's good enough. I'm hopeful that the bat comes along, and I'm obviously, you know, kind of more, I gravitate towards him because he was a first-round pick for us, so I'd like him to develop with us. Lynn and Eichacker were both draft picks of ours, but they're not irreplaceable, especially given what we have here in Padilla and Pena and Rule. So it's possible that Ike Acker and Lynn both go, and then we just kind of figure it out from there. So I'll be back. I don't know when I'll be back. I'll be back when I sort this out. That might be the preseason. It might be the next day. Maybe we're on New Year's Eve now. It might be, or we're on Christmas Eve right now. It might be Christmas Day. I don't know. I'm going to screw around with it. I'll be back in a few minutes. All right. We're back for just a second as we made an absolutely monster trade with the Detroit Tigers. And I'll show you who we picked up. We pick up Mitchell Sorensen. Mitchell last year led the American League in wins, innings pitched, strikeouts, walks per 9 innings, strikeouts per 9 innings, and WAR. He's really, really good. And we have his contract is up, so we are going to have to talk about re-signing him. We don't have a ton of money for that, but we can probably make that work. We can probably get this contract negotiated with what we have remaining. I'm not too concerned about that. But what did we give up for Mitchell Sorensen? That is the question. We gave up, and you can see the 5 players right here. And we'll start with Carlos Pena. He was the big one. He was the one that really tipped the scales. He was one of the 2 young players we signed, or one of the 2 players we signed in the offseason with the great bat who shouldn't have been there. But he was there. And I made the decision to move him. He had more value than the other guy we picked up. So we move Carlos Pena, who never plays a game with us, but that's the way the game is set up. I got to take advantage of what I can do given how hard it is to actually make deals. So we had somebody with value who didn't necessarily have a home. So Carlos Pena goes to Detroit. Ben Guess, in his $9.5 million contract, goes to Detroit to offset some of Sorensen's. So Ben Guess, one of the very first draft picks in the history of our Detroit Tigers organization. We drafted him in 2023. He was the number 4 overall pick, pitches 7 seasons with us, 67 and 46, 18 wins. 1.5 walks per 9. I mean, he had this one year that was just crazy where he walked 175 innings. So Ben Guess goes to Detroit. Jackson Lynn on his way to Detroit as well, along with Kevin Compton, our number 1 pick a couple years ago. With what we have in our starting rotation now, there was just no room for him. So he can do what he needs to do in Detroit with the Tigers. And then Harvey Salazar was just the last piece to push it over the top. So, yeah. So we made a huge deal with the Detroit Tigers to pick up another ace. So we now have Mitchell Sorensen, Kumar Rocker, Danny Gonzalez, Jim Denny, Gabe Satterfield, and Kevin Norman as our starting rotation. And I think that number 5 spot is going to come down to Norman and Satterfield. I would like Satterfield to win it just because of his ratings and the fact that he was fined by me. I actually drafted him. This wasn't a PC drafted him. I drafted him on purpose. But if Norman wins, that's fine. I'm not too worried about that. So, yeah. And whichever one doesn't make the rotation just moves into the bullpen. And our bullpen is obviously stronger now that we have Grant Newton in there. He was a starter for us last year. So, yeah, I think our bullpen still isn't great. Peoples is good. Haas had a good year. Bella was okay. Sullivan was okay. Provolone, when healthy, is okay. Winder could potentially, he actually doesn't look all that good. If Carter Smith can pitch to his potential, he'll be fine. Grant Newton looks okay. So, yeah, I don't really want to spend any more money because we need that money for Sorensen. But you can see we still have $20 million left. So what I'm going to do is just keep an eye on free agency, keep an eye on the trade block, and see if maybe another bullpen arm comes up that we can make a run at that won't cost us much. But when I come back, it will be opening day, and we'll set the rosters, and we'll call it an episode. So I will be back yet again. All right, guys, we are back right before opening day. Oh, and Race Peoples is hurt. Wonderful. And he's regressed. That's not good. All right, so our bullpen could be a problem this year. Hopefully our starting pitching can make up for it. We're already without Spencer Miles. Andy Powers is back in a week, so we can throw him there. Hopefully Peoples isn't out too long. Let's sim ahead a day and see if we get a report on him. Because if it's a long-term injury. Day to day, but it's an elbow, so we'll just put him on the DL. I don't want to take any chances. All right. So Castro's hurt again. He'll be back in a week. We may just have to cut bait. He's got 2 years left on his contract. Yeah, we may end up cutting bait on Willie, as sad as that is. You got to look ahead. You can't look back. You got to look ahead. So, all right. Let's start with starting pitching. And how did our starters do? Really, really well. And Kevin Norman was actually our worst starter. So do we start Norman in the bullpen? I think we do. I think we go Sorensen, Rocker, Gonzalez, Denny, and Satterfield as our starting rotation. Let's look at Mitchell. Okay, his contract demand went up. All right, well, that's something we'll address. Maybe in the offseason, we're deciding between Sorensen and Denny. Or maybe we move on from Sal Stewart and give the third base reins to somebody else. I don't know. That's still far away. I'm not going to worry about that right now. So let's look at our pitching staff. We have 17 pitchers, but we don't really have 17 pitchers because Lito, Fisher, and Norman and Powers are all two-way players. I wish they weren't listed. Is there a way to just get rid of them here? I don't think there is. All they do is create chaos with what I'm looking at. So our closer for the time being is gonna be who is our closer gonna be for the time being? Ugh. Our bullpen's not very good. This could be a real problem. Maybe we just don't go with a closer. Maybe we just go with a couple of stoppers. Maybe we do this. Maybe we go with Newton and Norman as stoppers. Setup, Carter Smith, Provolone, middle relief, Haas and Bello, long relief, Tunnel, Winder, and I don't really want Lito as a middle reliever. No, we'll make him as a long reliever. We'll make both of these guys an unspecified because I'd rather not any of these guys pitch because none of them are very good. Yeah, our bullpen's not good at all. That's going to be an issue. Maybe let's get to opening day and we'll see what the waiver wire looks like. Maybe we can make a decision there. So we have 34 players on our roster. Siegler, Mathis, Bonneau, Rodriguez, Strong can all go down right away. So Siegler has to clear waivers. That's fine. So that puts us at what? At 29. Ugh. Yeah, he's pretty friggin' terrible. He can go away. It's fine. Winder can go away. Designate, make him go away. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have 13 actual pitchers, which is good. And then 3 players who are, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, 13 actual pitchers. So we are at how many players now? 28. So we have to send 2 down. I think, yeah, Eichacker's regressed. So what do we do here? Is anybody interested in him? I mean, ideally we get a bullpen arm. So let's go here. Let's do this. Because if I have to, yeah, like right away, I mean, he's out for, okay, so OSA doesn't like him nearly as much as we do. Let's backtrack. Let's go all relievers, and let's do it like this. Let's just pull up all relievers. Like to get one that's making the league minimum, or, you know, around $1 million. But maybe one who isn't utter garbage. Like, that would be preferred. Most of these guys are trash. Trash. So Ferguson, I think, is... Yeah, well, let's do this first. Let's send Ferguson down. I'm shocked that I'm doing that. And now we don't really have a backup shortstop. So it's Victor Acosta's job, I guess, with Cabrera as the backup. Yeah, I guess. All right, so let's try it like this. Do we have any other prospects that we're willing to just get rid of? I think, where is he? Quintanilla. Let's try Ike Acker and Quintanilla and see what we can get for bullpen arms. And I removed veterans because hopefully that will remove some of the trash and we can get someone better than what we have. And I'm willing to kind of take a bath on this if it means we can get someone who's better than what we currently have in place. What I may do is just send Ike Acker down, get to opening day, and then see who's on the waiver wire, because none of these are really interesting me. Yeah. All right. So let's get to opening day. $14 and $16 in the spring, not great. Not great. Obviously, it's spring training, though, so I don't really care much about it. Oh, let's take a look at Sam Wesniak. Let's see how he ended up last year. I saw his name there on the OPS list, and it got me interested. Look at Jackson Lynn, 20 RBIs in the spring. But you got to give to get, right? You got to give to get. So let's go. Powers is now unclear. Damn. Okay, so let's look at Wesniak. Yeah, ended up 5 WAR, but he's only played 117 games. I mean, it was well worth the contract last year because he was only making $15 million last year, but that doubles. He's now making $170 million over the next 6 seasons. So, and we will also keep an eye on... What am I doing? Not Bell B. Keep an eye on Chris B as well. We'll just shortlist him. All right. So, yeah, Powers is hurt, so we'll stick him on the DL. He will ultimately be our starting left fielder, but for now he's hurt, so that's not a thing. So I think we're set in terms of, yeah, our roster is set. Let's look at the waiver wire. Let's look at pitchers. Yeah, I mean, any one of these players is better than... Like, I was going to try to trade for this guy, and they wanted, like, a ton from me. So that may be the way we go. He's a ground ball pitcher. He's 26. He was quite good last year in Philadelphia. So Zach Edwards, we will put in a claim on. And Longerwell, we will put in a claim on. See if we can claim them both. So for now, we're just going to stick with what we have because, because of the injury to Powers. So we're just going to leave him on the DL. We get Peoples back in 1 to 2 weeks. Castro's back in a week, and we may just part ways with him. So let's Clear the lineups. Let's look at batting ratings, and let's get to it. So, Luke Lito will be our leadoff man, as per usual. Federico Ramirez will bat number 2. And this is where things get a little wonky because we don't have... I guess Rule will bat 3rd and play left for now until Powers is back, and then we'll figure it out. Drew Jones will bat 4th. Danny Fisher will bat 5th and play 1st. Sal Stewart will bat 6th and play 3rd. Our shortstop will be Victor Acosta, and our catcher will be, where is he? Jamie Callahan. And let's see what that does here. So we don't have backup center fielder. I'll just stick Padilla in there for now, I guess. And that'll just be for the first couple of weeks. I mean, once we get Powers back, he can be our backup center fielder as well. So we got a lot of young players out there. Briones every second game. I don't know about that. Let's just give the wheels. Let's just give it to Callahan and see how he does. Let's just see how he does. Copy the lineup. Let's paste. And, okay, so against lefties, what do we want to do? So Fisher's got to come out against lefties because he can't hit left-handers. Do we have anybody who can? I guess that's the question. Not really. We don't really have anybody who can play first base or who can bat against lefties, and that's a bit of a problem. I guess we go with Aguilar. I mean, he's the best. He's not very good, but he's the best. And we will just move him down in the lineup. How's Callahan against lefties? Really good, actually. Wow, okay. So we'll go like that against lefties. Same deal here. Same deal here. Yeah, we're left-handed heavy. I'd like to get Ike Acker out of there just to get us a... a right-handed bat in there. Padilla will be the DH against lefty or against righties. Kind of switch everybody around there. Well, I guess Rule will play first base against lefties once Powers gets back, so that'll be okay. That will be okay. We'll stick Ike Acker in center. He can't really play it, but that's fine for now. Paste the lineup here. And again, get Aguilar in there as the designated hitter. We'll move Callahan up. Cool. All right. So we have $20 million left to spend. Hopefully, our revenue per game increases. That's shocking that we are the 2-time defending World Series champions and our revenue per game is going to go down 11%. That's an issue. Salary-wise, yeah, I mean, we're coming to the end of the road maybe with Luke Lito next season, maybe his last year with us. I don't know what he's going to want next year. My guess is it's going to be a lot. We've gotten a ton of value out of Lito for what we paid him. Jones is locked down long-term. Sorensen, this Castro contract is officially starting to hurt us. If he wasn't there, we could have locked down Sorensen already, but that's something we'll keep an eye on. We got Rocker for the next 4 seasons. Denny... We'll see how he does next year. I'd like to bring him back for his final year of arbitration. We might move on from Sal Stewart even this year, depending on how, what's his name? Where is he? Not Juan Rodriguez, the other one, the Rule 5 guy that we picked up. I don't see him on here. Where is he? Aguilar. Depending on how Aguilar starts the season out. He's okay defensively. He's got a good arm. May not hit for a lot of contact, but should hit for a bunch of power in cores. So, yeah, so there's our lineup. I am pretty happy about picking something like Mike Rule is going to, I mean, look at his numbers last year in Texas. As long as he can stay healthy, that's crazy. And he is ARB eligible, so he's not actually a free agent. Cool. All right. So that is going to do it. Yeah, Josh Cabrera is another one. Josh Cabrera, really, really solid middle infielder. Ramirez has got that position pretty much locked down right now, but it's a nice problem to have. We have a lot of talent that we picked up this offseason. our minor league system is still not great. Hopefully we can improve on that in the upcoming draft. But let me know what you think of the deals I made this offseason, guys. I'm pretty happy with the way things went. I'm excited about this year, seeing if we can three-peat. And we'll just kind of go from there. I think we did a great job improving our pitching staff. Sorensen, Rocker, and Gonzalez as our 1, 2, 3 is pretty solid at this point. With Denny, who's another proven guy, and Satterfield, the youngster, with that 92 stuff. He could be an animal, even if he only pitches, 5 or 6 innings a game. So we'll see how it goes. But guys, let me know your thoughts. As always, I appreciate you watching. I appreciate your support. I know the GM Games guys appreciates your support as well. And I'll talk to everybody on Wednesday. Take care. Bye-bye.